Hello, fellow space engineers. GopeScope here from the GopeScope gaming channel, and I'm happy to welcome you to another episode in our Void Corp Technologies series. Now, behind me, you'll recognize this vehicle if you've seen the last episode. This is a heavy utility vehicle, and we've covered these before, so I won't go into this vehicle itself. What I'm more interested in talking about is the attachment on the front. So if you missed the episode where we covered these vehicles, just look for the Void Corp Heavy Utilities Vehicle episode. And that goes through all of the features of the vehicle itself. So the only difference in this variant is actually the attachment that I'm looking at right here on the front. So we'll talk about that, but I've got this tower over here, and I built it as a means of defending the platform, but I neglected to build any kind of stairs to get up, and I left my wallet up there. So we're going to need to climb up and get that wallet down, and this is going to help us to do that. So let me just hop inside the vehicle here. And we'll be able to ride that basket up. It's a little bit like a bucket truck. And a couple things to talk about before we get moving the basket up. One is how we travel with this. You can see the basket isn't moving very much. When we raise the basket, we want it to be able to swing so that the person in it stays level. But when we're driving, we don't want it swinging. So there's a brake rotor, and you want that to be off when you're driving so it doesn't swing, like this. And then if you turn it on, it'll let it swing. You can see it's... But obviously you don't want to drive with it doing this. You'll end up breaking it or slamming it into the ground or something like that. So when you're driving, have that off so the brake is applied. And then when you're ready to lift somebody, you just go ahead and turn it on so that the braking torque is not applied. So what we want to do is get close to the wall, but not so close that we can't get into the basket. And then hit our brakes. And we're going to release the rotor so that it can swing freely. And now we can hop out. And now we need to be able to get up here, and we have gravity on, so there's no way for me to lift. I've got full force on my jetpack trying to lift me up, and it doesn't work, doesn't do anything. So what we want to do is hit this raise lower basket trigger, and you can see that drops down. Now what that does is it has a sensor, which is actually on this side of the basket. Ooh, I'm a little too close. Bear with me, let me just raise this back up and back up a little bit. Okay, I think we finally have it the right distance away. So as you can see, I could slip in here. Now, there's a sensor here, and when I clicked that button to lower these pistons, it's going to lower the pistons, and then what happens is this sensor detects the ground at about the point at which the bottom of this platform will meet the ground. And so the pistons automatically stop before it starts to push this into the ground and damage it, but it gets low enough so that you can walk up right onto it even when there's gravity. And then once we're on board, it's a little dark over here, so we're going to turn on some floodlights. And then what we can do is raise lower the basket. Here's another button. Does the same thing as the button on the side. It's just that you can't use the button on the side when you're in here. And so now if I look over here, you'll see we're up off the ground now. And now the next step in the process, after we've gotten to this point, we don't want to extend or retract the basket just yet. What we want to do is raise / lower the arm elevator. So that's just going to lift this main arm up. And now we're raising up. And because we have that braking rotor on, braking torque isn't being applied, so I'm staying relatively level. You'll want to make sure you're kind of readjusting your position on the basket, because it seems like you can kind of slide around on this more than I'd like to see. And now the next thing we want to talk about, I'm not going to use it now because I'm going to go for full extension, but if you want to stop partway up, this button here will allow you to actually stop the rotor so you can stop partway up or partway down. Another function that we have on this is to extend or retract the basket, which extends these pistons. That gives you a little extra height, as you can see. And now we are close to the edge. We're not quite close enough. So now what we can do is, one thing I can show you is, as you can see, even with these extended, you can access your full inventory from up in the basket. So you can actually get to this conveyor opening, and that will allow you to get any inventory you may have in your vehicle out. So if you're trying to do some building or whatever, welding, that kind of thing, or if you're grinding, you can interact with your inventory there. And then either from the sensor or the inventory access there, you can also access the raise lower vehicle function to give you a little extra height. So we're already pretty high up, and now we're going to let the pistons at the bottom of the vehicle give us just a little bit more. And now as you can see, we're pretty close to the edge here. We've made it, if I come out to this view, from the ground all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Made it up 5 blocks, which is about 15 meters, I think that is. Something like that. And now we should be able to get across here to get my wallet. Although I'm just a little bit away. It's a little scary. Let's try jump. And we did it. All right, we made it up to the platform. So as you can see, we made it from the ground all the way up to the platform with gravity on, without using our jetpacks and without using stairs. So I'm sure there's a various number of uses for this, probably better uses than getting your wallet off of the top of a platform, but that's just the one I'm going to use. So now here's the trick. Can we get back down without killing ourselves? Here we go. All right, we made it. Made it back up there. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring us back down and just reverse the process. We're going to retract these pistons. And once we have that in, now I can lower the arm. And actually, before I do that, I've forgotten. I didn't do the reverse process correctly, so I'm glad I didn't destroy it just there. Because we raised the vehicle, I'm actually closer to the wall than when I initially moved the arm up. So we need to go ahead and lower the vehicle back down again before we continue the process here. So we're going to lower that down. And then now we should be able to safely lower the arm. And we can turn off the spotlights. And once we make it back down here, we can go ahead and lower the basket so that we can get out. We've actually moved a little closer here to the wall somehow. Somehow we moved closer to the wall. Well, as you can see, you can jump right outside of the basket. So if you get in a situation like that where you're kind of stuck, you can hop out the side of the basket. And now that we've finished with that, we can back up. Oh, and as you see, I forgot to turn the brake rotor back off, so it started swinging. There we go. Anyway, just a short video. Wanted to show you how the basket works. Like I said, probably some better uses than getting your wallet off the top of a building, but that's what I used for now. So anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, whoa. Oh wow, we're still driving. That was a fall. That was a bit of a fall. Look at that. It's a robust vehicle. Still driving. Looks like hell. Did a lot of damage to it. Can still haul ass. Let's hit the brakes. Let's get, look at this. Tokyo space drifting. Oh my gosh. I got going too fast. I think I'm somehow accelerating with the brakes on. This is oh boy. Okay, so I think I'm going downhill. This is going to end badly. Oh my god. This vehicle will be available in the Steam Workshop under the Void Corp Technologies collection. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.